Hello and welcome to a very special beer review. So, last week on Facebook, one of the breweries that I follow and absolutely respect for their amazing range of beers, be it modern, traditional and craft, and genuinely very nice people as well. Places like the Crown in Beeston, still to this day, I have Three Brothers Brewing on the bar quite regular. A post came up on their social media, and it was on about this beer. So this is Northern Light. It's a low carbohydrate pale, 4.7%. Now, last year I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, meaning that my sugar levels were higher than they should be. The wife, it's the wife's fault. She got me to go for a blood test because I never did the 40-year-old thing. I never did that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing none of that rubbish. And I hate being told what to do anyway. Hate it. But especially when I know I'm right. But anyway, yeah. I went, got the blood test, and eventually did a wee test as well, funnily enough. And went back for blood test, and said to me, "Oh, your heart's all right," and I'm like, "Oh, that's good. Your liver's all right," and I'm like, "Brilliant." And then you got type 2 diabetes, and I'm like, "Oh, right. What's that then?" I didn't know. I didn't. And basically, the way they explained it to me was there's a score of 50 that they like you to be at with sugar levels and whatnot. My score was 83, which seemingly is high. Although my sister-in-law, she had a score of 118, so yeah, mine wasn't as high as hers. So then I started going on tablets for it. And obviously, with the channel, I was worried about closing the channel. I do like the beer reviews, I like the world of beer. I've met some amazing people along the way. Both breweries, like Three Brothers, friends of the channel, publicans. I have met so many people, great people, just by doing something as random as a beer review, And I've drank some amazing beers along the way as well, I'll tell you. And it's the hobby that I do now still, and I absolutely love what I do. So which leads me into this now. So I saw this post, and on the back I'll read what it says. So, Northern Light is a creation of our head brewer, Russel. A type 2 diabetic for over 30 years, he has struggled to find great beer without the sugar spike. I've got to be absolutely honest, I've never had a spike of sugar from a beer. I never have. So, but this person's had it, Russell has had it for 30 years, so he's bound to have experienced more than what I have. Here we go. This beer is brewed with American and New Zealand hops and special brewing methods to be inclusive to all. Three Brothers, a family microbrewery in the heart of Teesside. Been to the brewery, fantastic brewery. And there we go. Last week, the brewery themselves, I'd commented on this because it was interesting for me, and they actually said, "Would you like some cans?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." And in some ways, I am an influencer. It's a tag. I'm not really that sort of person, but if something needs to be spoke about, and I've done this through websites over the years, nothing to do with beer, And so, you know, getting that across, and, you know, the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people with type 1, type 2 diabetes, and this, for me, is a game changer. There are literally zero beers out there for people, you know, aimed at people with diabetes, so they can have a drink, you know, low carb, and still enjoy beer without sometimes the, you know, people. And I did get this when I first announced I'd got diabetes, you know, and there are a lot of people, rightly or wrongly, I don't know, you know, I can't put a thing on it, who are coming out with stuff, and maybe they got diabetes and they've experienced a lot of bad. For me, I've took the tablets. My sugar levels have dropped. They're not quite 50 yet, but, you know, I mean, I suppose there's another form. If you have sugar levels are too low, then yeah, there's that issue as well. So all good fun, but not for people who suffer, obviously. So let's get into the beer. We're 6 minutes in, but there was a story to be told before we do the beer. So this, let me put it down here in case it splatters me. No? Oh, there we go. So, let's pour the beer. And I've actually got the Vaggies beer review glass for this, so. And I'm actually going to take one of these cans to my #1 local pub, which is the Crown in Beeston, because I think, and I'm in my mind, obviously I don't work for Three Brothers, but I understand the ethos behind the beer. This for me is a powerful release into the community, as you can see. It actually looks darker on the camera than it does in real life. It looks more yellowy in real life. It looks more orangey on the camera. Obviously, it's got that white head. You can see the white head. A finger and a bit of white head. Depends how you pour it. I notoriously am a crap pourer of beer. Yeah. Although the one and only time I've been behind a bar pouring a cask beer, I actually did it perfect. And then I also did the same at the beer festival as well. Although that beer was 25%. Yeah. Or something along them lines. 23%. Yeah. 23% beer. Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, that brewery's gone now, which is a shame. But so let's. I'm excited for this. I want to see what it tastes like and the aroma. Yeah, I'm getting tropical aromas from this. You know, it's they're Australian and New Zealand up, so yeah, certainly getting the aroma from it. Trying to pick out the actual fruit, and it's difficult, you know. Oh, right, salivating. The taste test. Just tastes like a beer should taste. You know, I'm kind of you know, when you get gluten free and and especially alcohol free, you're there and you're like, oh no, what am I going to expect? For one thing, there's a nice thickness to the beer. It has come from the house. It's not come from the shed. So on cask, oh, very interesting. It's got a flavour that envelopes the mouth. Yeah, getting more tropical flavours than certainly citrus. Although I actually can't pinpoint the flavours. Doesn't feel too gassy. I mean, to be fair, it's got some good pokey flavours there when you're drinking it. I've got to be honest, what's the difference? It just tastes like normal beer to me. Is that not the way? Hey? If beers can be made like this, that smell as a beer smells, and actually that's got some good aroma to it, but taste brilliant. Nice thickness. I hate thin beers. You drink it and you're like, is this water? And I hate beers that are over hopped. And that's the guilt. That's the downfall of alcohol free, where they stupidly over hop the beers to get, and it's like, you don't need to do that. Do you not taste your own beers? Or overly malty beers as well, again with alcohol free. But wow. And obviously I want to let it breathe a bit, because in a pub experience, I don't wallop a beer down. I can't afford to. I don't wallop a beer down in literally 10 minutes. You know, yeah, them days have gone. Yeah, going into town and drinking a pint in 5 minutes, then going to the next pub. Yeah, 20 pubs in one night. Yeah, them days are gone. 1, can't afford it. 2, I don't really want to either. You know, I'm not that age anymore. But look at that. People with diabetes, you know, there's a serious side to this. And if a head brewer, Russel, from Three Brothers Brewing Company, fair play, mate. For me, this, it's tasting great, yeah. There's a nice thickness to it. 4.7% ABV. A beer, a craft beer that's, you know, not harmful in any way for diabetes people. Wow. And for pubs across the UK, this is an interesting thing, because why would you not stock in can, keg or cask, but can especially, you know, so many of these, you know, for anybody who's got diabetes, and actually highlight the fact that you've got a beer that someone with diabetes can drink and not experience a sugar spike. Yeah, absolutely. You know, proper, for me, a proper game-changing beer. Yeah. Oof. And obviously, I'll give it a few minutes now to breathe. On any Saturday afternoon, I'm out in a pub and I'm drinking cask beer, or keg even. That's perfectly palatable. You know, it would blend in with any beer. For me, very interesting, because you can imagine other versions of this, a stout, you know, a sour. Obviously, I'm not a brewer, so I don't know them aspects of brewing. You know, they're for better people than me. I'll just drink the stuff. But wow, as somebody with diabetes, that's a very good beer. Very good. Ooh. Very interesting. Yeah. I personally hope for Three Brothers, this really catapults them because I think they deserve it for this, you know, to have somebody with, and it's a bit like the gluten free, the alcohol free, you know, a low carb craft craft beer. Wow, that actually delivers both on looks, aroma, and flavour. Would I drink it again? Absolutely. Out of 5. Wow. A good 4.6 out of 5. Predominantly because also, you know, because of the low carbohydrate thing as well. Wow. That's my review. I'm going to be very interested to see the comments on this. And yeah, it is coming in cask, can, and keg. Keep an eye out on Three Brothers website. Who do a lot of amazing beers anyway. But very interesting. Let me know your thoughts, people. Cheers.